I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, we're doing great. So you're here with our beat writers. If you want to make a quick opening statement, that'd be great, and then I'll open up the floor for questions.
You bet. Opening statement, just obviously you know who I am, Josh Henson, the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach at SC. I'm really excited for this opportunity with Coach Riley and at SC at this school at this time. I think it's a wonderful time to be here. It's the right time to be here. And as you can already tell, some of the momentum in recruiting and some of the things that are going on with our program currently, I just feel that the future is very bright. And that SC is going to be a place where a lot of great players are going to want to come, throw their hat in the ring and go to work. And so I'm excited to be here, basically doing the same thing that those players are doing, and that's just trying to get on a great team under a great coach and go win games.
All right, is there any questions? Start it off. Don't be shy. All right, like I said, for questions, if you can come over kind of to this area, project into the mic and camera so we can hear you. Right there, right. Where the sharp is, yep.
Hey Josh, Ryan Abraham, USCfootball.com. Just want to see how the process went where you were contacted by Lincoln Riley and made the decision to come to USC.
Well, at some point, I kind of figured Coach Beatonball would come to SC with Coach Riley. They'd been together for a long time, had a lot of success at Oklahoma. When I saw that wasn't happening, I was certainly interested in the job. We had a mutual contact that Coach Grinch and I worked together for 2 or 3 years at Missouri, and so things just kind of took from there. And there were several conversations on the phone between Coach Riley and I, and obviously there's always business sides to these negotiations, but those things all worked out, but more importantly than that, you know, it was talking about the opportunity of USC, the timing of this job at this time and right now, and all those things to me were super attractive. It was very attractive to me too because I'd heard what kind of man that Coach Riley is, and the character that he has, the way he runs his program, the culture that he builds, and I wanted to come be a part of that. And obviously, it's kind of fun to be in the room with him also and get into his mind when it comes to offense. And so all those things were very attractive to me. And combine that with 76-degree weather, I was like, I'm in.
Hey Coach, Mark Hulkin, WeAreSC.com. So you come from the SEC footprint, recruiting offensive linemen down there comes fairly easy. How do you shift gears and say, all right guys, I'm out here in the Pac-12 now, come follow me and let me coach you up out there?
Well, I think the main thing with that is the SC offensive line tradition. When you look at SC offensive line tradition, it is arguably the best in the country. You know, if you're going to take maybe the top 10 offensive line of all time in the NFL, 4 of those guys could arguably be SC Trojans between Munoz, Baselli, Matthews, and Tyron Smith. So that type of tradition, that type of history, you know, and in the last 3 years, SC offensive lines had 2 first-round draft picks. So all of those things to me are going to help us attract some of the top talent in the country. So that type of tradition is number one. Number two, you know, I've got to take my success and track record and explain that to the guys and show it to them so that they understand that we can help them get where they want to go and we can build a great offensive line here. But I would tell you this, it's been interesting so far, you know, having offered kids at 2 different schools from the same kids over this last recruiting cycle and even for next year. The reaction to SC is very positive. It's very positive. And so that's got me excited about what the future can be here in the offensive line.
Hey Josh, Dave Greenspan with the Associated Press. What do you know about the group of players you're inheriting? Did you recruit any of them at your previous stop?
Recruited a couple of them. We were just kind of man, we had enough players in that part of the world to make it work. And so we came out and recruited a couple of guys that were on this list. Obviously, they chose SC and stayed out in this part of the world. But I've had the opportunity to get out so far a couple of times with just some walkthroughs and watch these guys do a couple of workouts and different things. I like what I see so far. I think these guys are very dedicated. They're excited. They're hungry. They want to win. It's important to them. And I think the older guys in our program understand what's at stake and how much work it takes to win. Winning is hard. It's not easy. And they understand that the common denominator in winning all the time is work. And they're doing that right now. So from an attitude standpoint, I'm very pleased with where our line's at and the way they've attacked this thing. It's being here for the first month. And so we just got to continue that and keep it up, and good things will happen.
Hey Josh, I'm Grosspark with the Orange County Register. We know Lincoln is a little bit more hands-on with the offense than a lot of head coaches. What were those conversations like with him about how you guys would collaborate during the process, and just kind of how do you expect that to play out?
Well, number one, Coach Riley is the play caller, and the play caller's vision is always going to be the vision for the offense. So my job is to support him. It's to bring some new ideas, maybe some new thoughts, present those, and maybe some supplemental things that I think can make the offense better. But that's a secondary role. My primary role is just to support Coach Riley, make sure that the things we're doing, be there to double check, make sure the things we're doing are going to give us the best chance for success, and then obviously it's always a collaborative effort. Coach Riley said that yesterday, and it is. I've had a great time so far being in the room with him talking football over the last month, and it is a collaborative effort, and there's a lot of great ideas in there. But right now, what we're really doing is I'm learning his mind. I'm learning his way of thinking about offensive football. And then after we get through these first couple of months, then we can kind of start maybe talking about some different things. But right now, my primary job is to learn his offense, learn his way of thinking, and then support that the best way possible.
Coach Eric McKinney from WeAreSC.com. What do you look for first in an offensive lineman? What do you stress in your position room?
Well, the biggest thing with offensive lineman, number one, is frame. They've got to have a frame to be able to carry a certain amount of weight to be effective at this level, and really to get to the level where we want to go. That's to play for and win national championships. And so guys can be underweight, but they can't be undersized. Their frame can't be too small to eventually carry that weight. Now, in a perfect world, you're finding guys that are athletic and they have the weight and the frame, it's all there. But sometimes you find those guys, sometimes you don't. Every class you're going to have both. But we're looking for, basically from an offensive lineman, we're looking for the frame, then we're looking for athleticism, we're looking for flexibility and bend and foot quickness. And then the last thing I'm always going to evaluate is strain. I want to see guys that strain on film, that play hard, that love to play the game, that play it for the right reasons. And that's what we're looking for. And if we can find guys that mark all those boxes from a physical standpoint, then we feel pretty good about it. The rest of it's why they call us coach. But I think the other component that you can never, that you always have to consider, you can never shortchange his character. And so you try to create a bigger picture of a guy, what he does in the classroom, his grades, how he takes care of things, how he treats the people around his school, who he is off the field as a person. And so you're trying to find, if you can find great athleticism, great strain, and great character, those are the guys you can build championship football teams around.
Hey Coach, Gerard Martinez, USCFootball.com, 24/7 Sports. First of all, congratulations on the job. First question was Bobby Haskins, a guy that transferred in from Virginia before you actually kind of got here. Talk a little bit about him and just what you see from him and inheriting a guy like that. And then second question just being Caleb. Caleb Williams comes in. how does a guy like that, that's dynamic, mobile, can move the pocket, help you, or how is it, you know, different coaching for a guy that's mobility and can kind of escape the pocket, you never really know what he's gonna do?
Well, first, Bobby is going to be an integral part of our line next year. You know, he's obviously very athletic. He's played a lot of football in a good conference, in Power 5 conference, and been very effective. I looked at him at the last school I was at and really liked it. And when I heard that he was coming to SC and I was taking this job here, I was very excited about it. Now, after meeting him in person, you know, pertaining to him fitting in, I love his attitude, and he has come in. He's already like one of the members of the team, and that's just because Bobby wants to have brotherhood. He understands the team concept, team camaraderie, and he's done an absolutely unbelievable job with that. And so transitioning to Caleb, just being around him for a couple of days, I see a lot of the same characteristics in him from an attitude, character standpoint. He gets it that the team comes first. And the best thing he can do is to rally the team and be part of the team, part of the brotherhood, and that is priority number one for Caleb and for Bobby. And that's one of our big challenges with all, you know, I think Coach Riley addressed this yesterday. It's a unique time with a lot of transfer guys coming in, and we've got to get this team to mesh together like they've been together for 2 or 3 seasons. And that all comes through our daily habits, how we do things every day. But to answer your question about Caleb and his athleticism, obviously, I think, you know, that's why everybody's so excited. You know, I mean, you look at him on film, you see what he did last year at Oklahoma. I remember a play against Kansas where the running back was stopped for short of the first down, and he grabs it, strips the ball out of the running back's hand, and goes and gets a first down. And I'm just like, wow, the awareness, the instincts of that play at that time were just really phenomenal. So I think his athleticism, obviously, when you've got an athletic quarterback that can extend plays, get out of trouble, it obviously helps your offense to operate and helps you kind of make those big plays at certain times in games when you really need them.
Thank you, Coach.
Do you have time for one more? If anybody wants to do one last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. The last one.
Hey Josh, Adam from the Orange County Register again. What did you learn from your first 3 years as an offensive coordinator at Missouri, and how do you want to build on that experience?
You know, y'all probably, my tenure there, it started out really well. It didn't end as well after going year 3. We had a lot of things that happened that year, injury-wise. We lost 7 of our starters by game 3 for the season. So it was kind of a wild year. I've never been in a year like that, but there's no excuses. That's just the way it is. No one cares. You know, you perform or you don't. I would tell you this, some of the general things I've learned were to always be positive, always make lemonade out of lemons. Lemons are going to happen every day in life. They're going to happen all the time in football. Always be moving forward. The second thing I learned is if you believe in something, stick to it. Don't get talked out of it. Stay in it, stick to it, teach it, get your guys to execute it, believe in it, and make sure the details are right. And if you get the details right, you can execute and win at a high level. And I think that was my time as an offensive coordinator. The last thing I would say is that, you know, you want to make it a collaborative effort as much as you can, but at the end of the day, somebody's leading the room. You know, and saying like Coach Riley, and then Coach Riley's leading the room. So if he said, Josh, this way to do it, I'm saying, yes, sir. I'm going to go get it done that way. Because we all benefit when we win. And so I think the leadership component of that, and I've really enjoyed that out of Coach Riley so far. I've enjoyed being around that. I can feel that little kind of intensity to his personality. So I think he understands that and knows it. He's got a really nice balance between collaboration and leading. And so to me, that's what it's all about when you're the guy in charge. And some of those things I learned as an OC, and I look back and say, man, I could have bet see Coach Riley doing really well. So it's got me excited about the future.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you for joining Zoom.
Thank you. All right, guys, I couldn't be there in person, and look forward to meeting all of you.